Effects of noise pollution. There are many effects of noise pollution that can impact our health, environment, and quality of life. One such noise pollution effect is noise-induced hearing loss. Noise-induced hearing loss occurs when someone is exposed to a loud noise for an extended period of time without any protection like earplugs or earmuffs. In this blog post, we will discuss the different types of noise pollution effects that can occur from prolonged exposure to noise. Effects of noise pollution on human health. A study was conducted by the World Health Organization to determine how noise pollution affects human health. They found that it can lead to headaches, sleep disruption, and high blood pressure. In order to combat these negative effects of noise, try taking frequent breaks from listening or making sure that whatever device you use has an efficient battery life so it doesn't need to be plugged into power often and disrupts others with its noises. Noise pollution is an increasing issue that affects human health. The most common sources of noise are industrial machinery, construction equipment and transportation vehicles such as airplanes and trains. Though the effects can vary from person to person, it's been shown people who live in noisy environments have higher rates of hypertension than those living in quieter settings. Effects of noise pollution. Effects of noise pollution on ecosystem. Noise pollution has an impact on the natural environment and we as humans are taking all this for granted. In today's society, noise pollution is a major issue that needs to be tackled. The inaudible sounds emitted from machines are disrupting life beneath our feet and it seems like nothing can stop us until there isn't anything left but concrete. Noise pollution is detrimental to the ecosystem. Scientists have discovered that noise pollution disrupts natural animal behavior, which can lead to poor reproduction and disease transmission rates in animals. Furthermore, this disruption of nature's balance has been proven by science not just anecdotally. Noise pollution is toxic for our environment as it affects the life cycles of plants and animals alike. Research on how this happens still needs more funding before we will know with complete certainty what exactly these effects are, but scientific evidence from preliminary studies show a link between increased levels of chronic stress hormones like cortisol, the fight-or-flight hormone, leading to higher death rates among both humans and wildlife as well as lower reproductive success rate when mating behaviors become disrupted due mainly because loud noises. Effects of noise pollution on animals. Noise pollution effects on animals are often overlooked by humans, but they have a devastating effect that can lead to their extinction. Those who cannot adapt will become extinct like so many other creatures before them because it causes major problems for reproduction and overall health, which in turn negatively impacts food chains as there are less nutrients available for consumption from these organisms. A recent study has found that untreated noise pollution can have devastating effects on animals, including anxiety and heart rate spikes. It is known to cause stress for humans as well, but the extent of its harm isn't fully realized until it affects an animal's ability to survive in a natural setting. For example, some birds experience hearing loss when exposed to loud noises over long periods of time due to their high capacity for sound perception relative to other types of wildlife such as mammals. They are unable or unwilling to hear warnings about predators approaching, which makes them more susceptible prey targets than they would be if able-bodied and heard what was happening around them. Effects of noise pollution. Effects of noise pollution on plants. Plants are not safe from the reach of noise pollution. When exposed to high levels of noise, plants cannot absorb nutrients as well and their growth is inhibited or stunted. Noise polluting our natural environments can have a negative impact on all life forms present in those habitats, including humans and animals alike, but it's especially bad for plant health because these organisms often rely heavily on sound waves to help them metabolize food into energy sources that allow them to grow at an optimal rate. Plants who live near noisy areas such as highways don't do so great when subjected to constant exposure. Experts say they show symptoms akin with starvation, reduced weight, decreased chlorophyll production, lower photosynthetic rates, which means less oxygen being released during daylight. Pestilence and disease are often the cause of death for humans, animals or plants. However, it is noise pollution that can have a more subtle negative effect on plant life by hindering their natural growth patterns. Effects of noise pollution on aquatic life. A recent study has shown that noise pollution can impact the growth and development of aquatic life. For example, one species among many examined in this new research exhibited malformed bone structures on their skulls due to increased chronic exposure levels from high-frequency sounds. The aquatic life in the ocean is being put at risk by noise pollution. Noise can disrupt their world and cause them to die before they have a chance of reproducing because it interferes with feeding, finding mates, etc. Noise pollution has been shown through research that affects fish populations found near boats or areas where there are high levels of human activity, such as harbors, which include not only heavy traffic but also construction work for new projects and maintenance on existing structures. The animals living in these environments find themselves under attack from all angles due to this constant barrage occurring around them every day, whether it's noises coming from industrial machinery working away during daytime hours or people partying into the early morning hours. Both scenarios result in negative impacts on marine animals. Effects of noise pollution on agriculture. The effects that noise has on our agricultural system may be one reason why people are considering more sustainable farming practices such as organic produce or free-range meat alternatives. Noise pollution has been shown to have adverse effects on agriculture, with a significant drop in productivity. With the increase of noise levels caused by modern society and more traffic moving through cities, it is important that we do what we can to reduce this environmental hazard. Noise pollution is not just harmful to humans, but it also affects farming. A recent study by the National Academy of Sciences shows that noise from heavy machinery and airplanes disrupts plant growth, increases disease susceptibility in animals, and inhibits birds' ability to hunt for food because they cannot hear as well when there are loud noises around them. The continual sound outweighing other environmental factors can lead plants into a state where they're unable to grow or survive at all if this continues too long without relief. Effects of noise pollution on economy. The effects of noise pollution on the economy are a big concern in many cities. Pollution can have immediate and long-term impacts on people's health, which causes them to miss work due to illness or death. This must be compensated for by governments paying more money into unemployment fund. It also decreases productivity as well because workers cannot focus properly when they live near major highways or airports with heavy traffic noise levels that exceed 55 decibels during daytime hours, according to EPA standards. This has an indirect effect economically since employees who come from households where there is a low income level get pushed out towards the poverty line. Noise pollution affects our economy tremendously through its impact on human life and economic production. Noise pollution has been shown to have a negative effect on the economy which is not immediately obvious. The United States Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, reports that noise can cause hearing loss, sleep disturbance, and stress-related disorders. All of these things are detrimental to our ability in working or studying efficiently, resulting in decreased productivity at work or school. Studies show that 2 out of 3 people may lose their jobs because they have suffered ear damage due to prolonged exposure from high decibel levels during an 8-hour shift. This puts strain on employers as well as employees who must find another way for them to continue earning money so they can afford necessary items such as medical expenses without insurance coverage. Effects of noise pollution. Effects of noise pollution on global warming. The UN reported that noise pollution is quickly becoming a global problem. Experts fear the deafening sounds of machines will add to climate change by melting ice caps and affecting natural weather patterns on Earth in dramatic ways. The effects of noise pollution on global warming are still being studied. One thought is that the increased volume may have a negative effect by masking important sounds like birds chirping, water droplets falling in streams and rivers, or raindrops hitting leaves. The louder and more noisy we live, the faster our climate is changing because all that extra sound production pumps up levels in both air quality measurements as well as sea surface temperatures measuring hydrofluorocarbons, HFCs. The Montreal Protocol was created to combat this issue by phasing out these gases, but it's only one part. Switching from fossil fuels would be another big step forward. Effects of noise pollution on climate change. Noise pollution is one of the most common and overlooked yet serious environmental issues. Despite this ignorance, it has been shown to have a significant effect on climate change. Despite the fact that only a small percentage of emissions in this region originate from industrial activities, it is estimated that noise pollution caused by industry has resulted in an increase of up to 1 degree Celsius. Noise pollution can have disastrous consequences on climate change and weather patterns even though most pollutants are not man-made. Industrial activity like construction sites or loud car engines have been shown to cause temperature levels around them rise at least 1 full degree Fahrenheit, the equivalent of 20 minutes walking outdoors without clothes. Effects of noise pollution on ozone layer. The ozone layer is a delicate part of Earth's atmosphere that protects us against the sun and cosmic rays. Scientists have found that, despite how well it shields humans from this harmful radiation, noise pollution can cause its deterioration, and with increasingly more cars on our streets every day as populations grow rapidly in cities everywhere around the world, it could become obsolete soon enough without any protection left to shield us. Noise pollution has been proven to deplete or destroy portions of Earth's protective ozone layer, so if there weren't other factors contributing like global warming contributing too, then we would be able to rely solely upon noise for protection. But unfortunately, even though scientists are getting better at identifying these effects, they cannot measure them for now. Effects of noise pollution on non-living things. Noise, including from construction sites or passing automobiles, has been found to be a major factor in the breaking of rock surfaces due to vibrations that result from sound waves hitting the surface at an angle greater than 45 degrees. Furthermore, noise pollution may also lead metamorphic changes by increasing fractures on some types of minerals like quartz, as well as altering pressure conditions within others such as calcite, which enhances their ability for mineral growth. Noise pollution, a new threat to mountain ecosystems. It is revealed that noise pollution has many adverse effects on mountain ecosystems. Noise from aircraft and roads can affect vegetation growth in mountaintops by causing soil infertility or affecting the breeding habits of animals such as birds or frogs who need a lot of silence for mating.